Hi, this is Hyderally. I'm a plaintiff's lawyer. We concentrate in employment law in New Jersey and New York. I want to speak to you about the return to work scenario, which a lot of people are going to find themselves in the near future. What can you expect? What should you expect from your employer? What sort of guidelines are there out there? A lot of these, in fact, all of these that I'm about to talk about in this segment come from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, which has certainly set out some really good guidelines that you can access to review to see what can you expect from your employer. So, number one, the CDC suggests that businesses use posters to encourage social distancing, at least 6 feet apart from one another. They should also encourage employees to use face coverings and wash their hands frequently and properly, right, to prevent the spread of any infections of COVID-19. The seatings in common areas should really be limited. There should be warnings placed in those areas to prevent staff or visitors from sitting and congregating in common areas. With regard to outdoor seating, if possible, it should be utilized by the employer. With regard to what can the business prohibit from occurring at the workplace, things such as handshakes, fist bumps, hugs, are things certainly that the employer is permitted to prohibit in the workplace under the CDC guidelines. Number of people in elevators can be and should be limited and restricted, which of course may be difficult for some larger companies to enforce, especially if they have limited elevators to utilize. But the CDC does talk about staggered shifts to reduce the number of people in the workplace at any given time. With regard to what things can be used in the workplace, the CDC talks about no-touch trash bins, utilizing single-pack coffee servings as opposed to the good old, Essence water cooler, but in this case the coffee cooler, so that people are not congregating in areas. It's all about the safety of the employee that is primary importance in these scenarios. With regard to what can the employer require of their employees, the CDC does offer some guidelines with regard to permitting employers to require that employees submit to temperature checks, that visitors to the workplace submit to temperature checks, and that there's healthcare plans that are put in place with regard to ensuring that employees are not sick when they come to work. So those are some of the things that the CDC has offered with regard to things employees can look for in this new world of returning to work. This is Hyderally. Be safe and be well.